Live from WFSB, Connecticut's #1 local news, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 7.
Right now at 7 a.m., Eyewitness News is your election authority. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nicole Nalepa, and the race to the White House continues right now. It's still too close to call the election this morning. All eyes are on just a few battleground states as counting continues. Let's take a live look at the Electoral College map. Right now, as you can see, Joe Biden is in the lead with 253 electoral votes. President Trump is trailing with 213. Let's turn things over now to Channel 3's Laura Podesta. She is in Washington right now with the latest developments on this count. Laura?
Democracy is sometimes messy.
After 4 days of counting ballots, former Vice President Joe Biden has overtaken President Trump in the state of Georgia.
We have no doubt that when the count is finished, Senator Harris and I will be declared the winners.
Votes are still being counted in Georgia and elsewhere. On Thursday, the former vice president urged patience.
The process is working. The count is being completed, and we'll know very soon.
President Trump had large leads on election night in a handful of states, but those began to disappear once the tally of mail-in ballots began.
It's amazing how those mail-in ballots are so one-sided.
At the White House, Mr. Trump made a number of false claims and attacked the integrity of the election.
And this is a case where they're trying to steal an election. They're trying to rig an election.
The Trump campaign has filed lawsuits in several states trying to halt the process. But election officials around the country say they've seen no evidence of voter fraud.
The strength of the integrity of this vote is really unparalleled.
Trump supporters gathered at vote counting centers around the country and repeated the president's false accusations.
They shut down the counting of the voting because they knew Trump was winning.
Some officials say they're concerned for their safety.
I can tell you that my wife and my mother are very concerned for me, but we have security here.
A senior administration official tells CBS News the president may not concede the election if Biden declares victory. Laura Podesta, CBS News, Washington.
Well, last night, President Trump came out swinging, saying that the election had been stolen from him, although he didn't provide any concrete evidence of that. He also highlighted polling inaccuracies. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Patricia Del Rio has more on that part of the story.
To highlight just a few examples, the day before election, Quinnipiac, which was wrong on every occasion that I know of.
An angry and defiant President Trump last night, making many accusations about polling and voting. While he pursues legal action about alleged ballot issues, he did highlight how pollsters did get things wrong. In 2016, polling had been quite off in its prediction on the Trump-Clinton race, and it does appear polling so far may also not be as accurate in this race, although a lot of polling did show Biden favored to win, which he may likely do. Eyewitness News reached out to Quinnipiac University about the president's complaints about their polling. In a statement, the director of the Quinnipiac University poll saying, quote, "We stand behind our methodology, and the polling industry provides valuable insights into changing political opinions over time. We learn with each election cycle, and our experts will examine our polling methods and make any necessary adjustments in the future." Patricia Del Rio, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Well, as you've been hearing, mail-in ballots are playing a pivotal role in this election. Connecticut Lieutenant Governor Susan Bysiewicz believes a person's right to vote is their most precious civil right.
The same thing needs to be done in every state across the country. And to not count the votes would be against the bedrock of our democracy and would turn our country, which is a democracy, into a dictatorship, and we're not going to do that.
In Connecticut, all absentee ballots had to be received by 8 p.m. on Election Day, whether handed in person at Town Hall or put in the ballot drop box. Now, as ballot counts continue in several states at this time, Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy called out the president for trying to stop those tallies yesterday.
These calls to prematurely shut down the vote, but only in the states where he is currently leading without all the votes being counted, is a massive abuse of power.
Senator Murphy warned interfering with the vote counting will only incite violence at counting sites.
Hi, everybody. 7:04 on this Friday, November 6th. Nice to see all of you. Scott Haney in the Early Warning Forecast Center at Channel 3. Nice to see everyone on this beautiful day. What a sunrise it was earlier this morning. Our Channel 3 Early Warning radar scanning the state dry. Yeah, it's going to be dry until Wednesday. That's not so good for our drought, but the good news is the drought monitor was updated yesterday. And look at this. It went from extreme to moderate, which is really great news in northeast and southeast Connecticut. Abnormally dry in, let's say, central Connecticut, and nothing. We're back to normal in parts of northwest and southwest Connecticut. So the rainstorms over the past couple of weeks have really made a dent, which is good news. Typical overnight low 36. Well, we were in the upper 40s and low 50s this morning. The normal high 55. We're going to be in the low 70s today in inland Connecticut. There is a little bit of fog out there this morning as you're driving around. Please be careful. 1/4 mile in Willimantic, 3 miles in Bridgeport, 4 miles in New Haven. So it's not horrendous, but I just want to give you a little heads up that there is some fog out there this morning. 46 in Winstead. That's 9 degrees better than where you were yesterday. 52 in Lebanon, 53 in New Haven. I mean, the numbers are close to our normal highs. And it's 7:06 in the morning. Satellite and radar confirms there is a little bit of cloud coverage, which made for an absolutely gorgeous start, but you can already see the clearing back to the north and west. So these clouds are going to be making a departure over the course of the next 3 hours, and then we'll be left with mostly sunny skies, and those mostly sunny skies stick around right through the weekend. Hartford, pretty good looking shot there. A little bit of overcast conditions in Waterbury. The sun's trying to break on through, and it will succeed. And once again, the temperature is 55 in Chester right now. That's the normal high for this time of year. A little bit cooler there in northwest and northeast Connecticut. Grab a light jacket or a sweatshirt as you head out the door. You won't need it by later on today with temperatures in the low 70s. The winds are out of the southwest for the most part, 6 to 7 miles an hour, nothing too substantial. So some morning fog, mostly sunny skies today, and a great weekend ahead. Taking a look at your spread here, we're talking about 70 degrees, 71, 72. Notice a little bit of cloud coverage out there this morning, but it does give way to mostly sunny skies as we move through the afternoon. More of the same for the shoreline. I think these temperatures are a little bit cooler than where we're going. The numbers are going to be in the mid to upper 60s for the shoreline, so that's some good news. Here's Futurecast. Tomorrow's weather today. Gone are the clouds, and there's really nothing on it for the foreseeable future. So let's get to it. Temperatures today, upper 60s, low 70s, becoming sunny and warm. The sun was up at 6:30 and sun sets at 4:38. You will see abundant sunshine all day long. 7-day forecast. Wow. 74 tomorrow. If we get to 74 tomorrow, that'll tie a record. 74 on Sunday. The record is 77. This is for Bradley. So maybe a little hard pressed on Sunday, but still 74 degrees in November. 75 on Monday. Whoa. 72 on Tuesday, and then a chance for some rain showers on Wednesday as a front moves into the area. Thursday, back to the drier weather with a high of 65 degrees. Here come your shoreline highs, a little bit cooler than where we're headed inland. All right, that's a check of your early warning forecast. Again, I hope you all have a great day and a great weekend. Nicole, back to you.
All right, thanks. Thanks, Scott. It's now 7:08 right on the dot, and we turn you to the latest on the coronavirus in Connecticut. Governor Lamont is rolling back the state's reopening plan to 2.1 due to a surge in positive COVID cases. New numbers from the governor's office show the state is at 3.7% for a positivity rate. 11 more people have died, and there are currently 380 people in the hospital right now. Channel 3's Mark Robbins has more on how we're essentially going back in time with this.
In assisting the governor, the health department has requested citizens follow a self-curfew, if you will, staying home from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m., working from home as much as possible. All gatherings of any size for any reason should be postponed or end at least by 9:30, and visits to nursing homes should be limited. And the population is just urged to stay home as much as possible. It's a strong group of suggestions that many appear ready to follow.
If it's not mandatory, no, but we also have to watch ourselves that we don't get it either.
Governor Lamont understands that after months of dealing with this pandemic, there's a natural lack of patience, a being tired of following the protocols. However, the governor also understands that when people are fed up the most, that's the time the rules such as limiting gatherings need to be followed to a T.
It's our strong feeling that if we can limit those private gatherings for a period of time, it will make a real difference.
Mark Robbins, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Well, the pandemic continues to have an effect on sports. In our state, the winter high school sports season is officially on hold, and that decision came yesterday, just weeks before the season was set to start.
No high-risk sports, I'll get to exactly what they are in a minute, will be played for the rest of 2020. Don't worry, you'll see that the medium risk sports, hockey, basketball, the ones you're most used to, are still allowed. But for those indoor sports like hockey and basketball, wear a mask.
At that point, the CIAC said it will consider a new start date for winter sports, and a meeting is set for November 17th. All right, thank you so much for tuning in to Eyewitness News on this Friday morning. Remember, you can get news and weather updates anytime on the Channel 3 app. And of course, being that we're still waiting on word on who our next president will be, keep that Channel 3 app handy. Things continue to change by the minute. Have a great weekend, everyone. Enjoy the beautiful weather. Stay healthy, stay positive, be patient.